this fabulous stadium. Adrian Healy with Robbie Mustoe alongside tonight to see Barcelona trying to get back on track against Zaragoza, and it seems bizarre to be even saying that, Robbie, doesn't it? Back on track, but by Barcelona's lofty standards, it has been a disappointing week.
It has, but I don't think Pep Guardiola's going to be pressing any panic buttons just yet. He knows he's got a magnificent squad of players. Yes, I don't think they've reached the heights in terms of their performance so far this season, but they've not been far off, and Thierry Henry's been injured and has just altered the balance a little bit on the left-hand side. But on the whole, they're a very, very good football club.
Perhaps the best in the world. I think it's safe to say that. Barcelona had been a perfect 6 for 6 in the Spanish Primera prior to last weekend's trip to the Mestalla, and in the end we're happy to settle for a goalless draw against Valencia. The target will be something very different tonight against a Zaragoza side back in the top flight after a year down in the second division last year. They bounced straight back up after the disappointment of relegation, and they come in 13th place, Robbie. 2 wins and 2 draws from their first 7 games. As we look at the Barcelona lineup put out tonight by Pep Guardiola, and 4 changes from the side that started in the Mestalla: Shagrinsky, Maxwell, Busquets, and the return of Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Well, he's always important to them, isn't he? But I'm more concerned at the back. Shagrinsky's been out for a little while injured. Puyol's going to cover for Dani Alves, who picked up a groin strain in the last game. So, and Maxwell as well on the left-hand side. Very good footballer, but not great defensively. And I think he could have a concern tonight with a couple of good wide players for Zaragoza.
Paradas Romero is the man in the middle. The meeting of the 2 captains. Gabi performing the honours tonight for Zaragoza. And there is Dynamite Dani. Dani Alves has so rarely been injured in his career. Just saw him make his way behind Good Johnson. Thierry Henry, you mentioned, Robbie, they're still without his services too.
Well, they are, and it just shows you the squad that they have. Even though it's not a very deep squad, there's top-class players throughout it.
Yeah, 3 changes for Zaragoza from the side that started last week. Pablo Amo, Aguiar, and Ander Herrera, the latter 2 coming in midfield.
Well, the midfield is always a key battleground against Barcelona. Alice Mendy will be the lone striker. Jermaine Pennant is somebody that we all know about from England. He was at Liverpool and Leeds United and various clubs in England. He's going to be up against Maxwell, and that could be a very interesting battle because he's fast, he's exciting, he gets to the byline, he's a decent player and somebody they're going to have to be careful of.
Yes, keep your eye on that Jermaine Pennant wearing number 11. Very eager to prove a point tonight. He's the only Englishman currently playing in the Spanish Primera. There's Pep Guardiola. How can he follow what he achieved last season? Those 3 trophies, another 2 added at the start of this year. His opposite number tonight, Marcelino Garcia Toral, who did a great job leading Zaragoza straight back up to the top flight. He finished 2nd in the Spanish second division last year. And we're underway with Barcelona going from left to right. Was it just a bad night at the office in the Champions League against the Russian champions Rubin Kazan here on Wednesday night? Really, nobody saw it coming. Barcelona going down by 2-1, Robbie. Yeah,
I actually worked on the game. I saw it and examined it very, very closely. And Rubin were very, very physically strong, Adrian. They defended very strongly, had a 4-4-2. The midfield 4 worked very, very hard. And the front 2 players, they had players that could break away, and that's what happened in the end. Just frustrating for Barcelona. They played all their football, but couldn't break them down.
Yeah, you look back at the statistics from that game. Barcelona had 20 shots. Rubin Kazan had 3.
Yeah, and even those 20 shots, they weren't, you know, it's not as though they created that many clear-cut chances. There were shots from distance and strikes, really, that flashed wide, but didn't create too many clear-cut chances. And that, I suppose, will be a little concern Pep Guardiola. Barcelona
actually starting the night in 2nd place. Real Madrid overhauled them yesterday, but albeit only with a goalless draw against Sporting Gijón away from home. So Real Madrid actually leading on goal difference. Barcelona can go 3 points clear here with a victory tonight. It's been not exactly a great weekend for the top clubs in Spain. So far, only Valencia have won, and all the teams who started the weekend in the top 8. Xavi was barged into there. Easy decision, Pavon bringing him down.
Well, maybe this is no surprise early on in the game. There's a feeling around Spain right now that if you can stop Iniesta and particularly Xavi in midfield, then that's a lot of where the attacks start from at Barcelona.
Yeah, cutting off the supply at the source seems to have been the favoured tactic for opposing managers. Iniesta playing in that left attacking role tonight, and a chance to surge into space for Maxwell. Well, he's rewarded with a corner, conceded by Pavon.
Well, it's a good blocking challenge in the end from Pavon, but what a good run from the fullback Maxwell. Very, very good going forward. A lovely little reverse ball from Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well, set him away.
First corner of the night. The thankless task of trying to mark Ibrahimovic. It was Piqué who got on the end of it. It's back with Xavi. Now Iniesta. Away by Pablo Ama, and as far as Messi, and his first touch is a shot which had Juan Pablo Carrizo having to change direction. Little deflection on the effort from Messi.
Well, why not? Just got it out of his feet nice and early with his first touch. It's a low strike, going through a couple of bodies. Good hands from Carrizo.
Well, they've won all 3 home games in the league so far, Barcelona. Last time out, only by a goal to nil though against Almeria. Got a winner from Pedro. With Iniesta pushed further forward tonight, Robbie, it means it's a Keita, Busquets and Xavi midfield trident for Barcelona.
Yeah, and Sergi Busquets is the deep player. He'll be the one coming to the back for the majority of the times to try and pick it up. Then he will try and find the likes of Keita and Xavi, and that's where the attack starts. You see him right here, very, very deep. It's a free kick here.
Maxwell, it's a little surprisingly getting the nod in front of Abidal tonight, playing just his 4th game since his move from Inter. And now Piqué.
It's very rarely you'll see Barcelona go from back to front in one ball. They normally like to try and build through the midfield line.
This is Jorge Lopez looking to connect with Ander Herrera. Tidied up by Shigrinsky. Of course, with the injury to Dani Alves, it means that Carlos Puyol shifts over to right back. Allowed for the return of Shigrinsky, the Ukrainian. Keita, oh, Ibrahimovic let it go. Xavi to Messi. Super football. All it needed was the finish. Messi couldn't quite provide it.
Great football, great passing, great moving. Seydou Keita here makes a run forward. Zlatan knows exactly who's behind him, and how many times have we seen Leo Messi slot it in the corner, pass it, stroke it in there from there. Just got his sights a little bit set wrongly.
Head in hands time for Lionel Messi. First glorious opportunity of the night goes begging.
I have to say, Adrian, what a great camera angle we have here. It's just set back nice enough for people to see the movement of the Barcelona players, the interchange in positions, the width that they have on both sides of the field as well.
It's almost like watching a chessboard, isn't it? So often it's checkmate when Barcelona are involved.
They certainly get a stranglehold in the game, as Zaragoza are feeling now. It's difficult to make 4 or 5 passes to actually get up the pitch. So often you see Barcelona, they have the ball and it's in the opposition's half.
This is Piqué, who spent a year with Zaragoza. We talked about that during the week. It was actually a great year for the club. They finished 6th in the Spanish Primera. That was 3 seasons ago. Now Ibrahimovic bursting into the area and twisting to get the shot away. He's so flexible, those supple limbs of his.
Well, again, from the angle, you can see his diagonal run across defenders. So hard to mark when he goes across players like that. And when you know all about the quality he has with both feet, good effort.
Actually rested last weekend in a 0-0 draw against Valencia. He did play on Wednesday in the Champions League. Xavi prompting from deep. Keita's little flick on, and Iniesta is in the clear. Iniesta for Barcelona goes down. Now the referee had a good look. Paredes Romero wasn't interested.
Well, as you said, the referee was in a great position, and really it's a miracle how they've not conceded so far in this opening 7 minutes or so. Great start from Barcelona.
All the early traffic in the direction of the Zaragoza goal. And already Barcelona have shown they have the capability to open up the defence, seemingly at will.
It's so hard for Zaragoza to stay compact. So much movement, so much width. Look at the two players on that left-hand side, Puyol this side, as well as Leo Messi, stretches the defenders.
Piqué, as they quickly funnel it from right to left. Maxwell, first-time ball right into his path. More turbocharged football from Barcelona. Ibrahimovic trying to backheel it in. And then a little bit too much relish shown by the big Swede trying to track it down.
Well, fantastic play, a switch of play. Great play on that side by Iniesta. Here's the contact there, just manoeuvres it away. I don't think Gabi can do much more really. His momentum takes him into Iniesta. The shot comes in from Seydou Keita.
Well, you talked about the width that Barcelona bring to the game, but quite literally, Robbie, this is one of the widest playing surfaces in all of Europe here at the Nou Camp.
Yeah, and they know exactly how to use that. When you play football the way they do, they need space to operate. If it's a tight, compact game, it's difficult for any team to really get the ball down and play. When you've got a big area, then you can stretch the game out, and that gives space for other players to make those moves into.
That's Busquets making his move. Pulido did well in the end. Just to nod it back to Juan Pablo Carrizo, the Argentine goalkeeper. He's actually on loan here from the Italian club Lazio. Moved to Europe the summer before last. Puyol back to Piqué. Barcelona can reset. Daniel Shagrinsky. Shagrinsky signed over the summer from Shakhtar Donetsk in the Ukraine. He spent some $35 million obtaining his signature. Puyol in your picture just a few seconds ago, just signed a new contract to keep him at Barcelona till 2013.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola was talking about that, and now it's satisfying that a homegrown player is going to finish his career at this football club. Great for him. There's a certain amount of uncertainty, wasn't there, whether he was going to sign or not, but I think all concerned to be very relieved now.
Now, Jermaine Pennant, he was looking forward to exploring the width of this Nou Camp pitch. The cross dealt with by Piqué. Pennant will have a chance to run at Maxwell for the first time. And last touch off the ex-Liverpool man.
Yeah, not that time, but that's what he wants. He wants the ball facing forward in that final third, so he can really have a go at Maxwell. Bad touch that time. The hardest thing, obviously, with Barcelona, Adrian, is just getting the ball enough to make a difference going forward, because they dominate, almost defend by keeping possession of the ball.
Talk about moves to the from the Premier League to the Spanish Primera over the summer. Ronaldo, of course, grabbing all the headlines. Pennant almost unnoticed. He was a free transfer. Zaragoza picked him up from Liverpool. Spent the prior 6 months with Portsmouth. This is Xavi pulling the strings. And at the little knockdown finds Messi! Well, they're just a step quicker. Ibrahimovic guiding it into Messi's path.
We talk about the movement, and everything else, but you know what? It's just sheer quality that they possess. Xabi, pinpoint ball, Zlatan Ibrahimovic's head. He sees the run, obviously, of Leo Messi. It's right there. And the little Argentine nearly finishes it off.
It's a fine defensive header away by Pablo Amo as Zaragoza managed to repel the threat again. They had a 2-0 lead against Racing of Santander last weekend, Zaragoza, with just 10 minutes to go. And contrived to throw it away. But with a 2-2 draw. Reasonably happy with their start to life and the return to the top flight. A chance to venture forward here as Ander Herrera was spilled. A 20-year-old, just his third appearance.
Well, it's his job really to try and add some attacking threat from the midfield. Here again is this moment when Leo Messi just takes 2 touches. Very easy for the big man. He sees the run coming in from Leo Messi. It's a decent save.
So the first set piece to work with tonight for the visitors. Barcelona defenders all in a line, a couple of yards outside the penalty area. And here Lopez set to deliver it. A good confident grab by Victor Valdez. First real touch of the ball for Victor Valdez. A lot of talk during the week about what he's got to do to get himself into the Spanish national team picture. He head to the World Cup. There are so many keepers ahead of him in line, seemingly, led by Iker Casillas, of course.
Yeah, and Iker Casillas has looked far from in his top form this season. I saw him against AC Milan. He made a couple of bad errors in that game, Adrian, that led to goals. And Victor Valdez, if he keeps playing well and impressing, surely he's going to be in a squad sooner or later.
Pepe Reina also in that picture. Gabi, meanwhile, has found Jermaine Pennant. Corralled by Piqué. And Busquets lead Barcelona forward. Xavi, second all-time in appearances now for Barcelona, well over 450. Chagrinsky for Sergio Busquets. Piqué trying to slide it through a gap which didn't exist, and now a chance for Arizmendi. Oh, he's beaten Piqué to the ball as well. An opening for Zaragoza, but Arizmendi's shot was from a tight angle.
Yeah, he just gets across. Gerard Piqué, who actually gave the ball away, and that's when they sometimes concede or look like they're going to concede, Barcelona, when their passing isn't right and they give it away in bad areas. All of a sudden, because the fullbacks push on so far, they sometimes look a little bit outnumbered at the back, and that's always going to be a warning sign for them. They keep the passing crisp and accurate, they're going to be fine. They start getting sloppy, then they might concede.
But it is the first shot of the night and the first save required by Victor Valdez. Juan Pablo Carrizo. He's already been busy.
Yeah, Gerard Piqué was a player, wasn't he? Just trying to nick it through to Leo Messi. You've just got to be so reliable as a defender coming out with the ball.
Well, this week was a first in Spain, first time ever that Barcelona and Real Madrid both lost at home in the Champions League. Real Madrid had to be content with a 0-0 draw yesterday in Gijón against Sporting. There's a chance for Barcelona to go 3 points clear at the end of this weekend in Spain. There's Marcelino Garcia Toral. He's done a great job leading unfashionable clubs to unscaled heights. He was with Racing 2 years ago, led them to a 6th place finish. Recreativo to an 8th place finish the year before that.
Now, Pep Guardiola talked before this game about needing to be dynamic, but also show patience. And I think we saw the dynamic part in the first 10 minutes or so, and now we might be seeing a little bit of patience from them. Can't force the issue. It's a long time to get that breakthrough goal, because when that comes, normally teams then struggle. They come out a little bit to play against Barcelona and concede even more. So this is the time they need to be patient and not try and force it too much.
Xavi across to Messi. He's already had 2 pretty decent opportunities by his standards. Piqué. Iniesta was the target. That's careless by Pennant. He's given it away. Maxwell. There to tidy up was Aguilar. Jermaine Pennant talked about cheering on Liverpool today. Liverpool in that big game against Manchester United. And of course, it was one that ended in the right result for them. And talking of Liverpool, you can see them on ESPN 360, because ESPN 360 has obtained the rights to the English Carling Cup. And that starts on Wednesday, our coverage of it at least. And you can see Arsenal against Liverpool Wednesday on ESPN 360. Now this is Ibrahimovic. Nice sharp turn by Arizmendi. He needs an outlet, and he's got one in Jorge Lopez. Not for long. Puyol saw to that.
Yeah, good defending from him. Stayed on his feet, manages to win the ball, uses it safely, and Barcelona back on the attack. This is what Barcelona have to face most games. Certainly was the case against Ruben Kazan. The opposition just getting everybody behind the ball. You can see 4 at the back, 5 across midfield. Just Arizmendi as a striker that also is actually defending in his own half as well, so it's very difficult in a slower build-up to really try and find a path through.
Shikorinsky has found a way through on the turn first time. Zlatan Ibrahimovic sending a jolt of electricity around the Nou Camp.
Well, sometimes the defenders, not often, will go straight to the big man, chests it down in one touch and volleys with the second touch. Excellent effort from him. Carrizo, though, it's a save, really, this comfortable one for him, but at times they will go over the top of the midfield to get it into Ibrahimovic.
5 goals so far this season for Zlatan Ibrahimovic after that amazing swap move involving Samuel Eto'o. Also 5 goals for Lionel Messi as he goes down under duress from Paredes.
Yeah, people have said that he's not been himself this season and he's not playing his best football. I think, Pep Guardiola in the last couple of days has said that he's actually started the last 8 games, and last season he never started more than 6 on the trot. So maybe Guardiola will think about giving him a rest soon.
Again, the patient waiting game. Barcelona happy to circulate the ball, and then Piqué, well, he got it through to Ibrahimovic. Now Gabi on to Pennant. Aguilar involved in the build-up. It's a long chase for him, but he's going to get there. Ahead of Maxwell. Maxwell stuck to his guns.
Aguilar, for me, should have just whipped that across the middle. It certainly reached the ball in time. I don't know what he was waiting for. A couple of players had made runs into the box. And so often it seems it's Gerard Piqué, the one that's had to bring the ball out on this inside right position. Puyol pulling wide left. Shaginski we've seen less of on the other side.
Iniesta forced to backpedal, hold off Pulido. Xavi. Maxwell to Piqué. Well, amongst all the fireworks last season, it's quite easy to conceive that Gerard Piqué could have been the most improved player in the Barcelona team. Now a clear path for Busquets, and then he slips it outside for Seydou Keita. 4 are waiting in the penalty area, but it's Carrizo's ball.
Well, it just looked like when Sergio Busquets had burst through the middle, he could have maybe taken a shot or looked for a little 1-2. He was that close to the goal.
Ibrahimovic coming deeper to act as a catalyst this time. Messi. You get one tackle in, very quickly there's another problem that develops. Pulido just happy to get it away. Stem the tide for now. Messi. Oh, amazing close control from Messi. Ibrahimovic was lurking. How does Lionel Messi conjure up space where none seems to exist, Robbie?
Well, just when you think he was going a little bit quiet in this game, he just thinks, right, I'm going to have wander across the other side. Fantastic skills, clever little 1-2 as well.
Now here he is, teeing it up, and the breakthrough arrives. It's Seydou Keita. A terrific header, and what an invitation handed to him by Messi's cross.
Well, it was him who started this moment. It was him that forced the corner. And what a clever little ball over the top of the first man. Seydou Keita, who hasn't had a lot to do in this game. We haven't seen him too much, but one thing he does do is get into the box, and he's strong in the air. Leo Messi there just puts it over the first man, which is always very, very key. And from that moment on, it's all about Seydou Keita and the way he attacks the ball. Nobody went with him. Nobody got goal side of him. Heads it into the roof of the net. But let's not forget how this set piece came about. It was because Leo Messi drifted across the other side and with fantastic skill forced the corner.
And for the man from Mali, Seydou Keita, his third Primera goal of the season. He only scored 4 all of last season, so he's setting a terrific pace. All 3 of them have come in wins here at the Nou Camp as well. And now Penance trying to draw up an immediate response. Keita's calmness and poise put an end to those intentions. Messi returned to him by Keita, and was there a handball there? It's stolen away by Ibrahimovic. Is the referee going to bring this back, I wonder? The flag is up.
Oh, the fans are whistling. They want the handball decision. And Leo Messi just tried to poke it through to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Was he offside on that through ball? Maybe a fraction offside there. The big Swede. And there's the contact. Yes, I think so. Just offside.
I think the officials got that absolutely right, didn't they? Barcelona 1, Zaragoza 0 on a Sunday night in the Nou Camp. So glad you could join us tonight on ESPN, wherever you're watching around the globe. Adrian Healy and Robbie Mustoe with you. It's Barcelona trying to get back to the top and open up a 3-point gap in defence of the title they won so spectacularly last season. Ibrahimovic has provided a platform for Pulido, but his cross left something to be desired. So too, though, Shagrinsky's clearance. He got away with it, thanks to Keita. Messi.
Well, what balance, what poise he has. Just his body movement, the way he can change direction at the last split second. And also his football intelligence, Adrian. I think he realised at some point in this first half, well, you know, I'm on this right-hand side, I haven't seen too much of the ball. I'm going to start to drift across, try and find little pockets of space in behind midfield players and make a difference in a different area.
Now bowled over in no uncertain terms was Andres Iniesta, and Carlos Romero has seen enough. First booking of the night goes to Gabi, the ex-Atletico Madrid man.
Well, it's difficult in there for Gabi. He's one of those central midfield players alongside Abel Aguilar who have the job, the difficult job of trying to track all these midfield players. There you see the touch, the control from Messi, a quick change of direction. And there it is. The handball that he wanted, and then big Zlatan gets the better of the defender.
4 men in the wall is the order from Juan Pablo Carrizo. It's Xavi and Ibrahimovic. Which one will it be to pull the trigger for Barcelona? It's going to be Ibrahimovic! Oh, thunderbolt! A screamer from the big Swede. Unstoppable.
Well, the fans set the scene with the slow hand clap, and big Zlatan didn't disappoint. It's sheer power that causes the goal here. Juan Pablo Carrizo just can't keep it out. Really, he should. It's not in the top corner. It's just a weak hand on the ball, and the power just blasts through the goalkeeper. We're 2-0 up now, Barcelona in total control.
Well, he's equal parts finesse and ferocity, isn't he, Zlatan Ibrahimovic? That was the latter, although, as you said, Robbie, I think Juan Pablo Carrizo is going to be very, very disappointed he didn't keep it out.
I think so. I mean, the power was extraordinary, but he's a long way out. Carrizo seemed to me get a good early look on the flight of the ball. Just got to have a stronger hand, though I suppose it's easier said than done, because that ball was hit with some ferocious power.
Well, the resistance lasted just about 25 minutes, didn't it? When the breakthrough arrives, as you pointed out, Robbie, it's always a conundrum for opposing sides here. As soon as you fall behind, you have to open up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they changed their game plan, but just the patience that was always going to be important continued. You know, they played the same way, and again, it's a free kick that was earned through good football from Barcelona through that midfield.
Iniesta on to Ibrahimovic. 6th goal of the season already for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He scored 25 last year for Inter in the Italian Serie A. This is Messi, one of those mesmerising runs that leaves defenders trailing in his wake.
Well, yet again, they force a set piece. I'm not so sure on this one. Messi reaches with the ball there. Maybe a little shove, but it seems every time he goes to ground, he's earning a free kick.
And there's Johan Cruyff, the star of the 1974 World Cup, and someone who still exerts enormous influence over proceedings here in Catalonia.
He must be loving the way that this team are playing football right now. It's almost a total football Dutch mythology. Fantastic to watch.
Now will it be Xavi's turn to take centre stage from the set piece? Messi in close attendance as well. Will be Xavi. A little curler. Just a little too much elevation.
And I think Xavi just over that ball was just watching any movement from Khalid, and I think he thought he was too far over to the left-hand side of the goal and just tried to fizz it into the other side. Just didn't get the technique right.
Arismendi. Like so many visiting forwards here, a diet of scraps to exist on for Javier Arismendi so far. David Villa, the top scorer in the Spanish Primera at the moment, with 7, but Ibrahimovic has moved to within 1 of him. Valencia, another excellent win today, away from home against Almeria. They're into the top 4 now.
On that list of top goal scorers as well was Leo Messi on 5, and yet in this game he could have had 2 goals already.
Well, these two teams didn't meet last year because Zaragoza were down in the 2nd division when they last met here in September of 2007. It was a 4-1 win for Barcelona. Messi got 2 that night. Iniesta and Marquez were the other scorers. Zaragoza have only ever registered 2 wins at the Nou Camp in their history. And the last of those was back in 1965. Piqué.
He's the master, Xavi, the master of first touch, of change of direction, of manoeuvring the ball as a midfield player. He received the ball, he looks over his shoulder to make sure he can go to the opposite side. Constant movement, always wants to receive the ball.
Well, the next target for Barcelona is to get 3 goals in a game. They've actually gone 5 games without scoring 3 in a game. As Keita has his pass cut out by Pulido. Dynamite Danny looking on. Dani Alves picked up a groin injury right near the end of that Champions League game against Rubin Kazan.
Yeah, he's such an important player, this football club, over the last year or so. He really has. Carles Puyol is playing in his position tonight, but in all fairness, they don't look like they're missing Dani Alves. They've been comfortable, they've played great stuff through the midfield as normal. Big Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been at his very, very talented best as well.
Have to make you scratch your chin and shake your head, isn't it, if you're an opposing coach, Marcelino Garcia Toral. Wondering what his next move is. Pep Guardiola seems to be studying his.
I think what you have to do, you have to obviously defend very strictly here, but you have to use the ball well as well. I mean, if you just keep giving it back to Barcelona, they look after it so well, you're never going to build any attacks. Again, another free kick. Andres Iniesta on that left-hand side, playing in the position that Thierry Henry would normally play the majority of last year.
Messi put the ball one side, went the other way, and then slips in. Ibrahimovic is offside though, not going to count.
Well, have a look at the skill from Leo Messi. Zlatan just goes a little bit too early. The run is there, the diagonal movement happens so much with Messi when he comes inside. I hope we get a replay of a little touch of one side of the defender to receive the ball, the other side from the Argentine. Here we go, just watch this. How does he do that? Incredible football. And then obviously he's looking for that run.
Paredes trying to feed something down the line for Arismendi.
It's just unbelievable. The speed of his feet to quickly get onto the ball, the other side of the player.
Now a set piece Won by Ander Herrera, rather awkwardly conceded by Busquets.
Yeah, just a little bit clumsy, wasn't he? And his determination to win the ball.
Well, they tried to take it quickly, catch the Barcelona defenders napping. Now that plan foiled.
I think it was just an offside call here, wasn't it? There's the flag, is going to go up, there it goes.
Oh, that will have Marcelino Garcia Terrell pulling his hair out, I'm sure. Zaragoza coach. "2-0 to the champions."
His feet are so quick, Leo Messi, you know. They're so quick, he can allow a defender to get really, really close before he springs off in one direction. That's the benefit if he has. And if as a defender, you reach in to try and win the ball, he'll quickly nick it away from you. As we're seeing here, Real Zaragoza have got no answer to this little wizard.
This is Shigrinsky, a rare foray into opposition territory, and perhaps he'll think twice about doing it again.
Yeah, I think he just wants the ball easily, just play it to my feet. He's saying, I'm there, I'm in space, let me do all the fancy work of going forward with the ball. I don't think I remember Xabi ever giving the ball away this first half. As I say that, there you go. Commentator's curse. Clever one round the corner, didn't come off.
Yeah, he was just waiting for you, Robbie, just waiting for you. PK mopping up to Victor Valdez, who's just had the one save to contend with in the first half, and that was a relatively routine one. Shot from a tight angle from Arismendi. I mentioned 5 games in a row Barcelona have gone without scoring 3 goals in a match, which is a longer run than at any time last year. They scored at least 3 goals in a game on 26 separate occasions. They never went more than 4 games without managing 3 in a 90-minute period.
I suppose looking at this game, you'd think they're going to score 3 again. Particularly if they have the drive to continue to go forward, to continue to play their football. They don't just ease off a little bit and take the foot off the gas. There's no reason why they can't score more goals. And again, yet another trip, and there this time.
Seydou Keita and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the goal scorers. And Messi, a finger in every pie at the moment, so this time the move breaks down. Arismendi. Good give and go worked with Jorge Lopez, but very quickly crowded out. Keita hungrily tracking him down.
Great work, was it, from Seydou Keita? Just sniffed a little bit of danger for Barcelona defensively. There's all good midfield players. He's in and around the area to mop up.
What about that for a slide rule pass? Ibrahimovic has Keita available. Stunning football again from Barcelona. 1, 2, 3, the triangle ripping apart the Zaragoza defence. And what can you do to stop them?
Well, let's talk about a modern-day midfield player. Just praise Seydou Keita for being back in the defensive end to win a tackle. Then, less than 10 seconds later, he's sticking the ball in the back of the net from 6 yards out. In between times, magnificent ball. There's no surprises, Xabi. Look at that in between the defenders. Zlatan, as it so often does, pulls on that left-hand side. Nobody goes with Seydou Keita. What a great pass that is. One touch, exactly where he wants it. He's got the vision, the awareness, and the ability to pick out the midfield man. There you go. Grab your second goal. Excellent play.
Keita simply outrunning the opposition. Pablo Amo had a 2-yard head start on him. Like hot water through fresh snow, wasn't it?
Particularly when you think where he came from. And when we saw him on the edge of his own box, sniffing out the danger, winning the ball, nicking it away, and then from that moment on, he must have just bombed all the way up the middle of the park for his goal.
Here's Ibrahimovic again. Iniesta. Just a reminder for our audience watching in the United States that on ESPN 360 you can catch some Carling Cup football this coming Wednesday. Arsenal against Liverpool, Chelsea also in action. Delighted to bring that competition into the fold. Also for our audience in the United States, this part of a double-header with the MLS game of the week coming up at 6 p.m. That's the Columbus Crew against the New England Revolution with huge playoff implications.
He does a good job, you know, Gerard Piqué, coming out with the ball. He really does. He's reliable. He has a great ping from one side to the other side. Sets attacks in motion, really, Gerard Piqué.
Now Puyol. He's barely been needed as an attacking force, but he's continued his run here, Carlos Puyol. There is so often see Dani Alves getting involved with Lionel Messi down the right.
That's great to watch, isn't it? Well, maybe not for Thierry Henry. He's seen enough. He's going to go and get his cup of tea at half-time. Great football from the home side. Idas are just going to stay and watch. Joy to watch, aren't they? When they're free-flowing and everybody's running forward, interchanging positions. Zlatan to one side, Messi inside. Keita making those runs. Very, very fluid.
Well, what would you do and what would you say if you're Marcelino Garcia Torrell, the coach of Zaragoza, who's got to talk to his team in a couple of minutes' time?
Well, you make sure they're playing for pride. You don't want to be embarrassed here like so many teams are. Keep your shape, keep your discipline, keep your work rate. Pretty much game over, though he'll say there's still a chance if we can get an early goal, but he knows it's all over, really. Damage limitation from his side, really, in the second half.
Well, all you can say is it's happened to bigger teams than Zaragoza, hasn't it? I think back to Bayern Munich and Lyon in the Champions League last year. Both of those dismantled in a similar sort of first half display.
You're absolutely right. I love watching them play. I think everything about this football club is, it just makes you feel good, the way they bring their own players forward, the football that they play, the technical players that they've got as well. Just a dream team to watch at the moment. I suppose with the money spent at Real Madrid, Adrian, they're hoping that they can emulate this football club and challenge them. And I'm sure they're going to be closer maybe than previous seasons, but I still think that Barcelona are the team to beat in Spain.
And I think the Spanish Primera table is going to be backing up that statement at the end of the night. This is almost the lull after the storm. Now the safe harbour for Zaragoza is the locker room. They go in trailing by 3-0 as Barcelona simply turned on the Jets after the 24-minute mark. 2 goals from Seydou Keita of a very different nature, and they were the sandwich. Ibrahimovic provided the meat with the free kick